Hi there, and thanks again for coming back to Parent Chat videos. This video is all about grades. So the title is if you should pay for grades. So you can think about that for a second. So your children are in elementary, middle, or high school, and they're focusing on their classwork and studying and getting the best grades that they possibly can. And then maybe they hear on the playground, or they hear one of their friends, inform them that, oh, my parents give me money for grades. So if I get an A, I get $10, and if I get a B, I get $5, and if I get a C, I get $2. I don't know why you would pay for a C, but anyway, I'm just saying, just giving examples. And then that starts your child to start thinking, oh wow, maybe I can go and ask my parents, if I can get paid for my grades. After all, that's my hard work and everything, and I deserve to be, paid, and so they come to you and they ask you, hey mom, do you think that I can get, $10 for every A that I earn, next semester, or quarter, or whatever it is, whatever it is at your school, or they come to you with this proposal, and they want to be paid for their grades. And so the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because, of course, I have a personal experience with this. And when I was raising my daughter, I taught her that going to school was basically her job. Like, that was what she was supposed to be doing right now. She's a young child, and her job was to go to school and do the best that she can and do the best that she can in all her different subjects, and every year after that throughout her schooling, right? And I said, and in turn, that's equal to like your job right now. So like your dad's job right now is to work his job and earn his money, right? And support the family, right? We were not together, but he was still supporting our daughter, right? And then what was my job? My job is to work part-time. At the time, I was working part-time and then going to college full-time. And then also caring for you, I told her. So those are that's all my responsibility and my jobs. But you only have one job, and that is to do your best in school, and everything else is provided for you. So therefore, no, I do not. She didn't ask me if I would pay for her grades, but she did ask me why I do not pay for her grades. And so that's how this conversation came about. And so I explained all this to her, and I said, because you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, and so I don't think that you should be compensated for something that you should already be doing. I mean, it's just, you're a child and you go to school and you earn your grades, and that's what you do. So let's fast forward a couple more years after I have this conversation with my daughter, and I'm in the kitchen at my dad's house, and my niece is there, and she has her report card on the refrigerator, and she got 4 A's and 2 B's. And so she was so happy. She was in 10th grade. She was like really, really, really super happy. So I walked in the kitchen. I was in the kitchen, and she came around the corner, and she's like, oh, Auntie, did you see my report card? And I said, yeah, I saw it. It was right there on Icebox, And she's like, yeah, look how much I earned. And so she was telling me how much she earned. She earned like, I think it was like $50. The B's were $5 and the A's were 10, so she earned $50. So I said, wow. She's like, yeah, so I'm going to go get my hair straightened. I'm going to go get something done with my hair, and I'm going to use the $50 toward the bill, and then my mom is going to pay the difference for my birthday gift. I said, wow, that's really nice. She's like, yeah. And then she looked at me, and I was just quiet. I just looked at her and listened to her and was quiet. And she said, what's the matter? Well, how come you're not happy for me? And I said, well, do you really want me to tell you? She's like, yeah. And I said, because I don't believe that parents should pay for grades from their children. Like, that's their job. The children should go to school and do the best that they can do and earn their grades, because that's what their job is right now. So I don't think you should be paid to get good grades. I think it's a given. I think that you should be getting good grades because that's what you're supposed to be doing. And the money that you do earn should come from chores or a part-time job or something. And everything else is provided for you, as far as, you know, the roof over your head, clothing, food, expenses, stuff like that. And so she looked at me and she said, oh, I knew you were that type, Auntie. I'm like, what are you talking about, that type? She's like, I knew you were the type. I knew that you were going to like this. I said, no, it's not that I don't like it. You asked me a question and I answered you honestly. It's none of my business. You're not my child. So what your mom decides to do and what your mom and dad decide to do, that's their business. But you asked me. So I gave you my opinion and my take on that. And I don't do that with my daughter. And so she says, okay, well, thanks, Auntie. Maybe next time I just won't ask you. I said, yeah, don't, because this is the auntie that's going to tell you the truth. So funny. Anyway, that's my take on that. Now, whatever you decide to do in your household, if you decide to pay for grades, that's up to you. I just think that it sets a bad, I shouldn't use the word bad. I just think that it sets a different motivational factor for your child, whereas I think that their motivation should just be to do the best they can in their classes and earn the best grades that they possibly can, and not be motivated by, well, if I get this A, then I'll get $10 or $20. That's a different motivation, you know. But all children are different, and your child may need an incentive to try his or her best. I'm not sure. I'm not in your household. I don't know what's going on there. But I mean, if you really need to, you know, implement something like this to keep them on track and to keep them motivated, then, you know, that's totally up to you whether you do this or not. I'm just sharing my personal story and my opinion on if parents should pay for grades or not. Totally up to you. You're still the parent here. But whatever you decide, I wish you the absolute best, and I really hope that your children and teens are doing their hard work and achieving the highest grades possible that they are, you know, academically able to do. Thanks again for being here. And as always, you know me, I like to close with those two wonderful words. Happy parenting. Thank you. Goodbye now.